Felicity D was driving down a deserted stretch of highway in Arenas Valley, New Mexico, when something unusual caught her attention. With no other cars in sight, she quickly grabbed her phone to record what she was seeing. The eerie silence of the highway only added to the mystery of the moment. This area is no stranger to ghost stories, with locals often sharing chilling tales of paranormal sightings. However, what Felicity captured has left viewers debating whether it's the clearest evidence yet of something supernatural. The footage shows a faint, moving figure that suddenly vanishes into thin air. Though the details are unclear, the brief glimpse of the entity is undeniably unsettling. Little else is known about the video, except that it was recorded in New Mexico. Even with minimal context, many viewers have been spooked by the clip, wondering who or what might have appeared on camera that day. As debates swirl online, one thing is certain. This chilling moment has only deepened the mystery surrounding Arenas Valley and its reputation for the paranormal. It started like any other shift for Johann Zazar, a retail employee, organizing stock in a quiet store. But what began as a routine day quickly turned into a moment of pure terror. Johann, alone at the time, suddenly sprinted to the back of the store, breathless and visibly shaken. In his own words, he felt an overwhelming weight pressed down on his shoulders, as if something, or someone, had dropped onto him. Confused and alarmed, Johann checked the security footage to understand what had just happened. What he saw left him frozen in fear. On the recording, it appeared as though his shirt and hoodie were being pulled by an invisible force. Initially thinking someone had placed their hands on his back, Johann turned around, expecting to see a colleague or customer. But there was no one. The sensation had been so real, so tangible, yet no physical presence could be found. Many who have viewed the footage believe Johann was touched by a spirit, a theory that only deepens the eerie nature of the incident. Whether supernatural or not, the experience has left Johann deeply unsettled. To this day, no updates have shed light on what truly happened during that haunting encounter. Meanwhile, in another chilling story, a mother experienced a terrifying night while home alone with her baby. It began innocuously enough. The two were watching a movie when she suddenly felt an intense wave of anxiety. Glancing at the bathroom door, she noticed it was wide open, something she was certain had not been the case moments before. Unease mounting, she grabbed her phone to document what she felt was an inexplicable shift in the atmosphere. As she recorded, the bathroom door began moving on its own. Panicked, she repeatedly pleaded, "Please go away," her voice trembling with fear. But what truly shook her came later when she reviewed the footage. At the bathroom entrance, a shadowy figure briefly appeared and then vanished just as quickly. Its fleeting movement was easy to miss in the moment but unmistakable upon closer inspection. The mother was left horrified, her fear heightened by the door's eerie creaking and the figure's sudden manifestation. The unsettling events, combined with her overwhelming sense of danger, have convinced her that something paranormal occurred that night. Though no definitive explanation has emerged, the video remains a haunting reminder of the unknown forces that might be lurking just beyond sight. In 2019, a hotel security guard on her nightly rounds had an unsettling encounter that was captured on camera. The video, recently shared by a friend, reveals an inexplicable incident that some believe is linked to the building's tragic past. Originally known as the DuPont Plaza, this hotel suffered a devastating fire in 1986, which claimed many lives. Guests were forced to leap from their balconies to escape the flames, leaving behind a legacy of sorrow and terror. The building has since been remodeled and rebranded, but eerie occurrences suggest the past might still linger. In the footage, the security guard can be seen stopping abruptly as her ponytail jerks backward, as if someone or something had yanked it. The sudden motion causes her head to tilt, and her initial reaction was to assume that someone had pulled her hair and fled. But upon reviewing the footage, it became clear that no one was behind her. The pull was real, but its source remains invisible. The friend who posted the clip believes this chilling incident may be connected to the fire's tragic history. Guests have reported numerous paranormal experiences over the years, attributing them to the lingering spirits of those who perished in the blaze. What exactly caused the guard's hair to move remains a mystery, leaving viewers to decide for themselves. Was it a ghostly presence or something else entirely? In another chilling encounter, a group of friends dared to explore the abandoned Felix Bonis Hospital in Santiago, Chile. The hospital, long out of service, is notorious for its unsettling atmosphere. Despite the emergency lights still functioning, the eerie silence and the building's dark history created an oppressive sense of unease. As they wandered the dimly lit hallways, they captured something they hadn't noticed in real time. Later, while reviewing the footage, they spotted a shadowy silhouette briefly walking past them. The figure, resembling a person, moved quickly and silently, blending seamlessly with the hospital's haunting surroundings. The group was left shaken by what they had unintentionally documented. Was it merely a trick of the light, or had they captured evidence of the paranormal? The hospital's reputation and the fleeting, shadowy figures seen in the video only add to its chilling mystique, leaving the truth shrouded in uncertainty. Inside his apartment, a man decided to start recording after strange events began unfolding right in front of him. Objects had inexplicably started moving, first subtly, then more dramatically, all within a span of just 30 minutes. Though he initially chalked up these occurrences to mundane explanations like vibrations from neighbors, this particular night left no room for doubt. Hoping to capture evidence, he began narrating his experience, explaining that this wasn't the first time odd things had happened in his home, but it was the first time he'd seen them in action. The video starts with him addressing the camera, visibly unsettled, yet eager to document what was happening. He gestures toward objects that had already moved, such as blinds and a bike, explaining their movements with a mix of disbelief and fear. As he speaks, he challenges whatever might be present, inviting it to move something again. "Feel free to move something," he says nervously. "Move the bike again, or the remote. I'm scared, but I want to see it." What happens next is a moment of pure terror and amazement. The guitar, which had been propped up securely in the corner for ages, suddenly jerks forward as though an unseen force had pushed it with intent. Unlike a typical slow shift caused by an imbalance, the guitar moves with startling immediacy, as if propelled by a purposeful energy. The man, visibly shaking, reacts with a mix of excitement and dread. "I can't believe I caught that on tape," he exclaims, his voice trembling. He lifts the guitar to show its surroundings, ensuring there are no strings or hidden mechanisms that could explain the movement. The lack of anything suspicious lends an air of authenticity to the chilling event. Viewers are left with the unsettling impression that this was not a natural occurrence. The abruptness of the movement, combined with the man's genuine reaction and the absence of any signs of tampering, makes it hard to dismiss as a hoax. Whether this was truly paranormal or not remains a matter of debate, but the incident has left the man shaken. His apartment, once a safe haven, now feels like a place where unseen forces might be at play, leaving both him and viewers wondering about the true nature of what transpired. In a dimly lit museum filled with lifelike mannequins, a group of visitors unknowingly captured something unsettling on camera. The video, whose original source remains a mystery, focuses on an exhibit when something strange occurs in the background. A shadowy figure resembling a woman appears in a nearby mirror, yet no one in the room seems to cast the reflection. Its presence is subtle but unmistakable, as though it emerged from nowhere. The figure's attire, resembling a Victorian-era gown, only adds to the intrigue, leading viewers to speculate whether this might be the spirit of someone from another time. Despite its eerie appearance, the shadow moves casually, seemingly undisturbed by the presence of museum-goers. Yet, the lack of context and the video's mysterious origins leave its authenticity open to debate. Was this a ghostly apparition, or is there a more rational explanation? As with many unexplained phenomena, it remains up to the viewer to decide. On the night of October 4th, 2024, a young couple sat down to watch a scary movie. The boyfriend, familiar with the film, began filming his girlfriend's frightened reactions, hoping to capture a lighthearted moment. But the mood quickly shifted when something truly chilling happened. Paranormal Events Compilation. As the couple watched, a clown doll mounted on the wall behind them suddenly moved. The girlfriend, engrossed in the film, didn't notice, but the boyfriend froze in silent horror, his camera catching the subtle but deliberate motion. The doll's unexplained movement was especially eerie, given the house's proximity to a cemetery just across the street. Later, the girlfriend filmed outside, showing their home's unsettling location. While some viewers theorized that the doll's movement was tied to the spooky ambiance of the movie, Others suggested it was connected to the nearby graveyard. Whether this was a paranormal occurrence or mere coincidence remains a mystery, but the event left the couple deeply unnerved. In a video filmed on a sunny day, a man and his brother explored an ancient fortress built in 1725. While capturing the structure's enduring grandeur, they inadvertently documented something far more chilling. The fort, once a battleground against pirates in the 18th century, carries a dark history, and the brothers couldn't help but sense an eerie presence as they wandered through its halls. The footage, though grainy, appears to show a figure or entity within a section of the fortress that was supposedly closed off to visitors. The form is faint yet distinct, and its sudden appearance caught the attention of those reviewing the video later. The man who recorded the clip mentioned that the section where the figure appeared had been inaccessible, heightening the mystery. Was this a lingering spirit tied to the fort's violent past, or merely a trick of the light? With no clear explanation, the video leaves viewers questioning what might still haunt the centuries-old structure. In an area of the fortress completely off-limits to the public, an eerie figure was caught on camera, adding a layer of mystery to an already chilling location. The man who captured the video confirmed that no one could have accessed the space as it had remained untouched for years. If it wasn't a person, as many believe, then what exactly was it? Despite the low video quality, the figure is clearly discernible in the distance, although its exact form is difficult to make out. Some speculate it could be the spirit of a pirate who met his demise within the fort, while others are simply perplexed. The clip, uploaded in 2023, continues to baffle viewers and remains unexplained to this day. In the final video, a man named Connor Lyle captured an unsettling experience on his doorbell camera. It happened on a Thursday night, as Connor returned home around 8 o'clock. While walking to his front door, he was struck by an intense and unshakable feeling of being watched, his instincts warning him of something unseen. Initially dismissing it as paranoia, he continued inside, unaware of what the doorbell camera had just recorded. When reviewing the footage later, Connor's blood ran cold. Behind him, a shadowy figure is seen moving ominously before vanishing without a trace. Moments later, the figure reappears, this time much closer, seemingly inching toward Connor. Strangely, when Connor turned around at that moment, there was nothing visible to the naked eye. The footage left viewers speculating about the nature of the figure, with many urging Connor to avoid any further encounters. To this day, no updates have been provided, leaving the incident unresolved and sparking ongoing debate among those who've seen the chilling clip. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on future uploads. Don't forget to check out our TikTok channel for even more creepy content. Until next time.